What's up, everyone? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be talking about another video game adaptation being announced for a FX series, and this video game adaptation is a Far Cry series just got announced at FX. But before I start talking about this, please, if you enjoy any of my content on this channel, please subscribe, like, and share this video. I would really appreciate it, and it would really help me out. And also, while you're down there, ring the notification bell, because it keeps you notified whenever I post a video to this channel. And yeah, so let's get into it. So this Far Cry series was just announced like last night, and I was like, what? So I was scrolling through Instagram, and I'm like, and when I saw Far Cry, and I'm like, did they announce a new Far Cry? I know the Game Awards is coming up. But the Game Awards isn't for like 2 more weeks, right? So I'm like, did they announce a new Far Cry? And then I read, and then I see FX on the top of it. FX is a division of Disney, right? It's like, they're the ones that made, Sons of Anarchy, Mayans, Justified, they just, and I'm gonna review this series that I'm gonna bring up next eventually on this channel. Alien Earth, they just made Alien Earth. They made Shogun, which you guys know is like one of my favorite shows of the last decade, right? They've made a bunch of other things. They made Fargo, right? So like I saw that at the top of the post, and it said it said FX, Far Cry, and new original series. So, I'm like, okay, interesting. Because Ubisoft's movie record isn't very good, but their series record is. Because you guys know how much I loved Splinter Cell Death Watch. You guys know how much I loved that show. Like, I cannot wait for season 2 of that show, by the way. Like, their series, like, this is a different studio than who makes Splinter Cell Death Watch, and this is in live action. So, but, like, their series game is way better than their, movie game, right? Because their movie game, they made the crappy Assassin's Creed movie. Their series game, they made a great, Splinter Cell series with Netflix. So, so who is behind this series? Who's producing it and whatnot? So, we have a few details on that, right? So, who's writing the series? Noah Hawley. Now, Noah Hawley, for those of y'all that don't know, is the writer of Alien Earth, the writer of Fargo, the writer of Legion, the writer of, he's written a bunch of things, right? And also, so one of the stars of this series, this anthology series, which I'll explain to you guys what that means in a minute, right? One of the stars of the first season of this anthology series is Rob McElhenney. He is also a executive producer and creator of a show, because him and Noah Hawley are teaming up. Who is Rob McElhenney, for those of y'all that don't know? So, Rob McElhenney is an actor. He's mostly known, his acting role, his biggest acting role is he played a character on Always Sunny in Philadelphia. But most people know him as Ryan Reynolds' partner in Wrexham and the soccer clubs that they own, right? And if you haven't watched Welcome to Wrexham, go watch Welcome to Wrexham. You will not regret it. Like, I'm not that into soccer, but I love that show. So, right? So yeah, like, so they've announced that this is an anthology series, which means, for those of y'all that don't know what this means, like, if you haven't played the Far Cry games before, which this is obviously taking inspiration from, right? Because it's an adaptation, right? So the Far Cry games, so Far Cry 1, Far Cry 2, Far Cry 3, Far Cry 4, Far Cry 6, Far Cry New Dawn, Far Cry Primal, like, yeah, they're numbered. They're numbered games. They're numbered games in the franchise, but you don't need to play these games in order. Like, you can literally pick up Far Cry 6 and know what you're doing, right? Because it's set always in a new part of the world with a new villain. Like in Far Cry 6, Giancarlo Esposito played the villain for Far Cry 6. Um, the villain in Far Cry 3 was played by Michael Mando, and that's probably the best Far Cry villain. The villain in Far Cry 4 was played by Troy Baker, and then in Far Cry 5 you had a guy named Joseph Seed who was the villain of that game. So what this means is, so like every season that they do of this show is gonna be completely different characters. Like it's gonna tell a self-contained story every season, right? So think about like American Horror Story, right? How that season tells one complete story, and then the next season tells another one complete story. It's gonna be like that, right? And so Rob McElhenney is also one of the stars of this show. They didn't say which character he's playing. They didn't say if he's a villain or a hero or a protagonist, right? But and I know this is wishful thinking because it's Ryan Reynolds, but with it being an anthology series, he should get Ryan Reynolds to join him in this series as somebody. He should get Ryan Reynolds to join him in this series as somebody. In terms of, like, we don't know much, so, like, I would love it, since Far Cry is made by its villains, right? Like, that's the main appeal of Far Cry, right? The villains. Neil McDonough would be a great villain. If you don't know who Neil McDonough is, he was Damien Dark on Arrow. He played a villain in Justified. He played like the second best villain in Yellowstone. In Yellowstone season 2, he played like the second best villain, right? He played he's just a great actor in general, and he's really well known for playing villains and stuff like that. I would have said, if they didn't have Giancarlo Esposito in the video game, I would have said get Giancarlo Esposito to play your villain, but they already did that in the video game. So like that, like, cause like they could do whatever they want. Like, Far Cry has some humor to it. Like, I'm sure most of you guys that watch this video have heard of Far Cry or even played Far Cry. Like, it's one of Ubisoft's biggest franchises, right? So yeah, like, I was shocked to hear this, but I'm actually really excited for it. But people behind it, especially the writer behind it, Noah Hawley, really excites me because this dude, I've heard great things about Alien Earth. I am going to review that on this channel eventually, right? He also did a great Marvel show called Legion. With Legion is a very complicated character to get right, and I've heard that he did a great job writing that character and stuff like that. I haven't seen Legion, but the one thing that I have seen, I've seen a few episodes of Fargo from Noah Hawley, and it's really 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 good. So like, for me, I'm excited for this one because, like, dude, if this works, like, this could run for like 10 years with how many scenarios they could do, right? Because if they do, like, it's an anthology, right? So they could do one set in like Greece. They could do one set in Thailand. They could do one set in well, they did Africa in the game. They could do one set in China. They could do one set in the Middle East. They could do one set in um, America, because they've done a game set in Montana. That was Far Cry 5, but they haven't done one set in New Orleans before. They haven't done like. Also, another thing that makes the Far Cry series so special is the setting, right? So like, if they can nail like the elements of the video games that make it so unique, like if they can nail whoever they get to play their villain, right? And they have like a really good cast. Like again, if Rob McElhenney can get Ryan Reynolds to do a season of this show with him, I know that's a big ask and that will probably never happen, but I would have said the same thing before Welcome to Wrexham came out. I would have been like, we'll never get Ryan Reynolds on TV. We do on Welcome to Wrexham. I know that's a reality show promoting his business, but like, a dude can hope, right? So, like, and like, FX is like Disney's version of, and I'm not saying they're as good as HBO, but they're like Disney's version of HBO, right? So like they mainly do like adult content, like all the shows that I named you, Mayans, Sons of Anarchy, Alien Earth, Legion. They're all adult shows and stuff like that. And with having a comedian like Rob McElhenney in it, it's gonna somewhat be funny, right? And stuff like that. So yeah, what do you guys think about this Far Cry series being announced at FX? And yeah, and again, guys, just look at FX track record like over the last like Legion, Shogun, Alien Earth, which I heard was really good. Fargo, um, American Horror Story. They've also done a lot of work with Ryan Murphy and stuff like that. So yeah, like I'm stoked for this series. As we get more information about this series, I will continue to cover it on this channel. And yeah, hopefully we get a Far Cry 7 announced soon and stuff like that as well. So yeah, thank y'all so much for watching, and goodbye.